Hello everyone and welcome to my live stream on a deep dive into the group management essentials for the Everything Hub. So let's get started. Go ahead and open up the website. Excuse me, I forgot to turn that down. Okay, so we're going to open the everythinghub.com. This is actually a progressive web application, so you can install it like you would any other web application. So we're going to open up this. I'm going to demonstrate the everythinghub.com. You can click over here in this area to install it. Anyways, go back. Now, we are going to go to my profile. Let's go to services. My profile is a personal profile. Alright, so we're going to go to my profile here. And group management essentials. Alright, so as you can see, there are about 6 options for us to choose from. We can open a check-in kiosk. We can open a tab that allows us to manage our members and change like their permission levels and our information that we have stored about them. We'll cover a little bit more of that later on in this video. We're going to cover managing our members and actually signing them in, which in turn generates reports. We're going to cover profile configuration via this options tab here and scheduling events for our profile. Alright, so here we are. We're going to click on manage members alright, so this one I have already worked on a little bit. As you can see, there's a bunch of different users here. Now let me go ahead and briefly describe the difference between the two images here. So as you can see, there's this little city that looks like it's being built, and then there's a sleeping construction vehicle here. Alright, so the difference between the two is the profiles with this image or icon have been completed. All of their fields have been filled out to some degree. Now they could be blank, they could be whatever. Point is, you've edited it before you set them up. These other ones down here, not so much. Alright, so let's go now to manage some members. So let's say that I want this account here under Chicken Nation Studios, that's actually the right email, to be able to manage my presentation. So here we go. We have to give them the role of a multimedia engineer. Now let's talk about permission levels in the Everything Hub. So there are 4 different permission levels. There's member, multimedia engineer, manager, and head admins. Now a member profile is only there for the sake of the kiosk. They appear in the kiosk. You can check them in, you can check them out. Multimedia engineers are the next level up. They can edit your public presentations, your profile's public presentations. They can create their own private presentations that is kind of like just for them. And we'll cover more about public, private presentations in the presentation essentials live stream. The slideshow presentation essentials. Anyways, so as far as managers go, they can have access to group management essentials and signing in members, managing your members, things of that nature. However, they cannot change head admins. So if a member profile has head admin, they cannot touch it. A head administrator has to actually do that. That brings us to our final permission level, which is head admin. Head administration can effectively access every part of your profile. They are not cut off in any request that they perform, which is why you have to be strategic, be secure, take control of your profile, and manage your member profiles accordingly. Stricken Nation Studios is going to actually be a manager. We're going to make them actually a head admin as well. Apply. They too are now head administration. Okay, so that's good on that. Now we're going to go to the member sign-in tab. You can also access that by going home and member sign-in here. Same place. Alright. This tab here allows you to change the date on your signed in members. So when you change this date here, you effectively change what date's report you're affecting. So let's say today's date I signed in members, okay? So let's go 4/24. Actually, today's the 28th. Today's 29th. I'm crazy. Alright. Here we go. Now we're going to sign someone in. Okay, that changed it. So now you can see it redrew the page. And now we've got everybody that signed in for today on the right and whoever hasn't on the left. So let me go over how to sign in a member. So we're going to sign in this last member here by selecting on the profile. Now as you can see, it moved over to the signed in members pane, or half, whatever you want to call that. So let's go ahead and sign out all 6 of these member profiles. So we're going to select every one of them. Now they become signed out. Alright, so the reason why we're going to sign all these people out, and we're going to open the kiosk in here in just a second, and the kiosk is actually going to allow them to sign in as well as to display a few events that I have already scheduled. So let's go ahead and go home and then kiosk. Every time I just fixed this. Okay. I'll try this again. Finally. Okay, there we go. We got it now. Alright, so we open the kiosk. We've got the name of our profile up here on the top left. We've got the date that we're checking in members to. And we've got this little button here that we can select and view the events. There should be events here. Oh lordy, this is gonna drive me balls. Alright, there we go. The reason it's not working is because we have just fixed this issue, and my cache over here on this computer still has the deprecated files on it. So it has not quite updated. Here in the future, this should work just fine. This is the first time we loaded this check-in kiosk. Okay, guys. Great. Thank you guys for watching this video, by the way. Alright. So now we've got our events listed here. We've got our bowling extravaganza event with this little icon here. We can see when, where, cost, and a little description information message. So now if we go back, we can see all the other events. We've got this day beach trip here. And now we've got, the name of the event, when, where, how much it costs to go, and a little bit of information about this event. So let's go back. We'll go got it, so that way we can go back. So now let's go over signing in your members via the kiosk. So it's pretty simple. All they have to do is find their name in the signed out panel, click their name, then they're signed in. So it's pretty much the same thing as that other tab, however you can't sign out. It just basically shows events filtered related to them. So there we go, signing in all the members again. Great, everybody signed in. Alright, so if you click events, you can obviously see all of the events coming soon. You'll be able to do a lot more with this, but for now, this is deep dive into the current group management essentials. So here we go. Get out of the events here. Now let's go back. I'm going to close this out, go back. Navigation will be much more friendly in a future update. For now, this is what we have. Management essentials. Alright, so now, as you saw, we checked in reports not 5 seconds ago. Or we checked in members 5 seconds ago. So we're going to go to our reports and see that that is immediately available. So today, this month is 4, and now on the 29th, we've logged 6 members. So now our total for this month is 6. Our average members for the month is 6, and our average member actually is 6. So it's like a 6.25. But you can't divide a person by 100, so it rounds it up. So you can get this number without having to worry about splitting a person, Anyways, too far off the subject. Go back home. Now let's cover configuring your profile. I'll go to options, and now you can see that I've named my profile. I'm actually going to change the name of my profile in this branch, which is Personal Essentials, the personal service in the Everything Hub's Essentials services. Anyways, now that I've confused everybody, go to enter my profile name, submit, and now you see it changes. Now the status of my profile is public. That basically allows everyone to access your profile. Now, if you mark this as public or private, only people with permission levels multimedia engineer and higher can see and access your account or your profile. Yes, your profile. Anyways, let's go ahead and change the icon. So I've got that icon there. Let's create a new tab here, and we'll look up HD. Do HD waves because those are kind of cool. So we'll go to images. Now, any of these you can use as your profile icon. However, I don't recommend you do that, simply for the fact that you have to comply with regulations. Now, the profile, the personal branch, isn't as strict with that. Copy image address. So we go open the Everything Hub again, change your icon, enter that URL, and bam, your profile icon is now set to that. Everywhere, right then. Alright, so we'll go back home. Now let's talk about events. So events in the Everything Hub are, I guess, pretty straightforward. You've got your... It's nice to have icons, but the system still works if you don't specify icons. That's why I made them optional. Icons kind of give life to your events, and it kind of makes them stand out among all of the other events. So let's say you've got 5, 6, 7, 8 events. Okay, now if they all have the same icon, there's nothing contrasting the events. Let's go ahead and schedule a new event. We're going to go to Google Chrome again to look up another icon. So this one's going to be YouTube logo. I should have just typed in the whole thing. I cannot type today, you guys. Okay. YouTube logo. Great. Let's go to Images tab. And so now we've got all of these graphics we can use. That's actually a video. I don't want that. You can also use .gifs for this as well. Alright, we're going to right click, copy image address, open the Everything Hub, paste in that URL. That's the icon. YouTube Jimmy live stream. Group Management Essentials live stream. I cannot type today. Goodness gracious. I need to take my hat off. It's constricting blood flow to my brain. Alright. Title. I did that wrong. I'm going to paste that in. Give it a cost of free. Information about it, so probably a general description that we need to enter. We'll say learn the benefits of RGB system. Alright, today's date at 3. What time do we start the live stream? 3:30? We'll just say we started at 3:30 p.m. and went till 3:50 p.m. And where? YouTube.com. So we'll schedule that event. as you can see, we now have all 3 of the events, and the kiosk now displays all 3 as well. However, we won't go back that far. So let's go to the home page again. Now, there's another thing that I would like to mention about those events. So you know how we just scheduled this event, there was another reason for that. What on earth was that? Okay, we're going to continue moving on. So when you create events, there's this bucket in your presentation essentials that automatically will update to match all 3 of these events. Now what you're going to see in just a few minutes, let's go ahead and actually go back there now. Back to services and to personal essentials, to my profile, which is now private, and now you see my private profile will appear first because I have access to it. Now if we go to personal essentials or presentation essentials, I'm getting my words mixed up today, you guys. I guess that's because I'm nervous. Anyways, we're going to cover the presentation essentials in the next live stream, but for now, as you can see there, we're going to go to manage buckets, and then we're going to go to the events bucket to kind of view what all that is. So it looks like that event did not work. That event was not added to where it's supposed to go. Alright. Well, now you can see that there is a bucket. You can see that we have formatted it so that your event name will display on top, where it's located, where it said it was located. You've got information line down here, and the cost last. How much it costs to attend. Now you can make a copy of this, and save it for a later date if you would like. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that. We're going to make a copy of this. Events backup. Now you can see, we're going to go to slide, discard changes on that. Now you can kind of tell that we can manage this presentation like it was a regular one without the group management essentials affecting this particular presentation. So you can basically branch off of that, kind of make your own backgrounds, things of that nature, which we will demonstrate in the next live stream. Well, that's it for this live stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Instant replay viewers, thank you for watching. Alright. Y'all have a great day, and I hope this helps you get the most out of the Everything Hub services. Alright, so that's the conclusion of the video. What I want to cover before I officially end this stream is what happens when stuff like that stops working. So, in this live stream, for example, let's go to Manage Buckets real quick over here on Navigation. Manage Buckets. Over here, well, now you see that there's a copy that shows up. If you go to Events, you'll notice that our YouTube event did not show up. So we're going to cover how to mitigate that and how to report that, so that way people like myself who developed this website can now access my profile and kind of who can test the profile and kind of figure out what's going on as far as why didn't that event actually generate into this profile, why didn't it work, and we can now move on with fixing it. So now we're going to go to Google Chrome, type in a new page, theeverythinghub.com. I mean, you could also close the Everything Hub, reopen it back up, and click here, but it's just easier to open a new tab because you're going to end up closing it anyways. We're going to type in, because we had a problem with our presentation buckets, so we're going to type in events bucket to the presentation essentials. So what do we have a problem with. We had a problem with, you know, we scheduled an event and it wasn't showing up in the, it wasn't showed up in the buckets. So here we go. We scheduled our, we'll be specific and say YouTube live stream event and their buckets. And the events bucket was not updated. Alright, so this was on the website, of course. It's on the Android app, the website. I'm going to grant the developers access to my profile. You don't, this is completely optional, completely up to you. So now, we're going to email me when fixed. Go to the group. I'm not sure what that would be, because it's actually both. So we'll just say other on that. And then all the above, because I'm assuming, we're going to actually put personal because it could be a personal profile problem, but we're just going to be as specific as we can, because the more generic that we get, the harder it is for the developers to figure out, you know, what can we do to fix this problem as fast as possible and efficiently as possible. So I'm going to give them my profile ID. Question. How do I find out my profile ID? So let's go to a new tab again. The Everything Hub. Okay. Services. Here's my profile. And now, as you can see in this URL part right here, you won't be able to see that in the application, so you'll have to come into the tab to see this. You'll see the ID equals, and then here's my identifier. This is what we're looking for as far as this profile ID here. I mean, really and honestly, we could just do path, paste it in here, click submit. Now it tells you, hey, success, thank you for your submission, and it gives you a ticket ID. You could probably do best with saving this. For right now, it doesn't do anything. But in the near future, I plan on implementing it so that way you take this ticket ID, stick it on into the website. So you'll be going back to the new issue form. It'll have new or already submitted what check your status. Check your status here. Enter the ticket ID that's displayed in this little bubble. Then it'll give you the status of your ticket. So whether it's open, whether there's not one, which oftentimes means it's closed. They closed it. Alright, so that is how you guys submit issue tickets. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys have any questions on the Group Management Essentials, I will make videos pertaining to those. Probably will make them anyways, but we will go on to discuss that. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps you get the most out of your profile in the Everything Hub's services. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to this video where we cover the basics of the Everything Hub's presentation essentials Alright, let's go. So, this is pretty much universal for every service. Let's go to services and we'll discuss a little bit more. So, every single service, the presentation essentials works in the same way. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go to my profile in the personal essentials. And we're going to go to my profile, Chuck Nation Studios, the one that we used for the last live stream. And we're going to go to the group management essentials. No. That was the last video. We all gotta forgive me for that. That's funny. Right click. New window. Alright. We gotta close that other window. This one. We gotta close that one. Alright, go to services. My bad, y'all. Alright. Personal essentials. And my profile. And the presentation essentials. Here we go. I got it now. Alright. So, there are many things we can do with the presentation essentials. My favorite being that since I just got on this page, we just got on here. Where was I on last time? Well, if you don't remember and you still want to continue working and picked up exactly where you left off, click here and continue editing, and it takes you right to where you were editing before. So now if we want to go back to the navigation, home, we can create a new bucket, we can continue editing, we can present our last bucket. Go to manage buckets. We can go to, manage buckets, which we can also create a new one from here as well. We've got our continue editing, which is basically the same as, let's see, the continue editing is what we did before to basically go to the presentation that we were just on. So like when we left the page on my other computer, I pulled up this one on here and was able to just go straight to where I was before. Time saving by a lot. Trust me, we have used this feature heavily. Alright, we'll go to the import pane just to go over it. These are for EPAL files. So if you see, the only reason I can see this hack in use right now is there is a converter program that I wrote, and it takes your PowerPoint files and turns them into EPAL files. Now these files can be uploaded to here, where you can basically reuse or convert your PowerPoint into an EPAL. So you go back to manage buckets, and now we can see an overview of our slideshow buckets. So we've got test fun, we've got oceanography one, we've got events and events backup from the last video. Now these backgrounds can be managed, and I'll show you. Let's do that. So for our slide library, this is going to help you guys out so much. Trust me. The archive, you can. So let's say I want to pull up a presentation I got rid of back in earlier this month. This month I have archived this test presentation, which it looks like it's not showing me the slides, but anyways. So we can either restore test from the archive, or we can just permanently delete it. So if I cancel that and go back, go to backgrounds, now you can see my list of backgrounds. And yes, you can have motion backgrounds. As long as the file has a .gif extension, it will move, as do these images here in our list. I believe I set this background list to the default list over the other one. I should have, because these are all really good. Okay, so to delete from this list, you just click it and say yes, but I'm not going to, so I'm going to select no. Alright, let's go ahead and start diving into the core of the presentation essentials, and that would be the creating of the presentation slideshow buckets. Alright, so here's one I created not too long ago. We are going to recreate this. And I'm gonna pull it up on another screen so I can make sure it's, you know, a direct copy. Alright, I've got it up over there. So let me go back. We're going to make a new bucket. We're going to give it the name of this is not for physiology class, but just for the sake of this live stream, we're doing a presentation for physiology or physical science. Yeah, physical science. Yeah, okay, submit. Hit. No, okay. I figured that would work. Start here. Just so that way we can have a different name so it doesn't overlap. Okay. This is gonna be my last nerve. Anyways, we're just gonna make a copy of it. Oceanography. PHY. Now we're gonna go over how we use this. So now you can see we've got our pane over here. It's got the preview of what we're working with. We've got our oceanography here, study of the ocean. Let's go ahead and change this slide to use the new template that I created last night. Let's see, I created all these templates for you guys to use. And this is a title subtitle, so these are a little bit larger than they were before. Yeah, see, because it goes a lot further across the page. The study of the ocean. That's oceanography for you. See, it looks pretty much about the same size. We're continuing. So, this one, we're actually gonna, let's elaborate this presentation just a little bit more. So, let's see. What makes a shoreline? Okay, that's not going to fit in there, so we'll do shorelines. And now we're going to define what a shoreline is. It is the boundary. We'll do shoreline. It's going to be a boundary between the ocean and beach. We'll just call it a beach. Okay. So, what else defines a shoreline? Normally it defines the ocean and the dry ground. Normally involves sand or other rock-like substances, probably. Alright, so we redefine this one a little bit with a better template. Kind of looks a little bit different to me. Alright, so what else can we do? We've got this next one. Some are common, others are rough. We're gonna have to just change this to go over something different because I don't particularly know. You can also edit your templates, but that's pretty advanced and I won't cover that in this live stream. Alright, so let me go ahead and go back here. Let's get to creating. So I'm not actually going to use this for anything, but we're going to go over the basics of creating presentations. You know what? I don't even know. Impacts of weather. W-E-A-T-H. Yes. The weather directly impacts. Good Heavenly Father. Okay, there we go. Move it away. Go away. Just go on the floor or something. Stop making noises. The weather directly impacts the shoreline. Shoreline by erosion, and tides. But that's probably not part of the weather. Anyways, this is just for content's sake. So let's say, okay, before this background here, I want to add another. Before this slide there, I want to add another slide because I'm not done yet. Not a problem. Click on this add slide link here, and it inserts a slide between. So let's say we're gonna add another one there. Maybe scroll down a little bit. Alright. So now we're going to turn this into another background. Of course, we probably could have reused that one, but let's use. We'll use this background, and we'll set it equal to that, and we'll say yes. Alright. We're gonna go slide, discard changes. And templates. We're gonna go to. Let's go here. Do. Is there just a title slide? A title template? I know I created. There it is. Just a title. Rocky. And then, okay, let me demonstrate the saving and adding a new slide in the middle. So you know how this text is going to go to this slide. So when we click on this, it's going to save that. Okay, that is not correct. Oh, what is that is interesting. For sure. For sure. I'm not sure how this works. I think it reached that threshold of it's just too long. Anyways, that is for sure very interesting. Rocky shorelines. Okay, we know that the content is correct. Everything else is good. We know the backgrounds are correct. We can just leave a course as soon as I set it down there. It's going to start vibrating off the hook. Oh. Right. Need to go to. Let's add a little bit of content here. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. Let's see. Rocky shorelines commonly have features such as waterfalls. Because that's what I set the background to. And then, oops. Can I delete that slide? Yes, I can. That's part of the thing. Alright. So we can delete this slide by going slide, delete. And it's gone. Slide, discard changes. Okay, navigation, manage buckets. See, that looks completely different than it did in the editor. Interesting. For sure, this is interesting. Ooh, you know what? Y'all, this is gonna be really funny. Control-Shift-R. If you ever have any problems and you don't have an open ticket and you created it and like it closed or whatever, this is the same issue that I fixed this morning. Okay, so I think this is what it is. We had... I know I fixed that issue with the background smearing like that. And this should have worked because this looks just fine. Go to edit. It better work. Hey, I think I fixed. Yep, that's what it was. It had a cache refresh. There we go. Now it's all good. We're all good. Oh my goodness. Features such as waterfalls. Well, that is interesting. Because that's not the right background for that one. But we're going to continue moving on because we're going to apply a new template to this. Non-shorelines. Because really it doesn't matter what the background is. The background's just for the preview's sake. So, this is the ocean? Well, of course not. Yeah, that's a little bit more complicated. That's a more complicated problem than I thought it was. Alright, so we're gonna do a titled, subtitle, and subscript option. We're going to use... You know what? I don't even know. It'd be a lot better if I had an actual presentation for this. Let's do this. Manage buckets. Get out of here. Get out of here. Let me create a business presentation for this, because I seem to have a lot of luck with those. So we can't actually create a new one. Wait, that means we can. Okay, so back. If you navigate home, it'll work, because I did it just a few minutes ago. Start here. Give it a name of Business Meet 2020. Finally, okay, it works this time. This is not something I need to be. Well, you'll have to learn, right? Let's see, a business presentation probably would have to have a still background as the icon, I think. This is a business presentation, but... Oh, which one do I want to do? Which one do I want to use? Let's use the city background for this one. What's the noise? It's like a music room or something. Okay. We'll get slide. We'll go to discard changes. There we go. Got it to work. When in doubt, navigation, continue editing. Works every time. Okay, so we'll do our goals for 2020. Oh, Lord, I cannot type today. Okay, here we go. Presentation for Termination Studios. Go to the next slide, please. And we're going to change the background to add another slide and modify that one. What I want to do is kind of show you guys how to modify backgrounds earlier on in the presentation without actually setting. So say for instance, like that one presentation we just had that had, we'll navigate back to it, but it had all the different backgrounds. Say for instance you wanted to change one of those. How would you go about doing that? Well, that's what we're going to demonstrate in this presentation that we're creating right now. So let's go back to that other presentation by going back. Business Meet 2020. Edit. content, templates. Let's see, title, subtitle. You know what? I want to use a title, subtitle, subscript option. And I'm going to use active projects by platform. Let's see. What did I want to put here again? Okay. So I've got that. We want to put down that. Oh, as of. That's what I wanted to use here. As of 29th, 2020. Okay. Add slide there. And I want a different background for every different slide. So we're gonna have to add that one. We're gonna use slide. And this is gonna use this template. Actually, I think it looks cool the way it had it here. This side template here. Use active projects by platform. First we had web. We had Grav. Put. Let's see. Oops. It is going to be presentation essentials. The group management. Management. Okay, here we go. Essentials. And lastly, we've got the. What was that last one again? Oh, eChat. Alright. I think those are all for web. Keep going. Okay, another one. Templates. We had Android. We had those. That's easy to remember. Tunes. No, that's one of them. Services. Come on now. It's keyboard. This keyboard is so slow. And E. What was the last one again? eTunes, eChat, eServices, eLauncher. That's what was first. I think that's everything for Android. For now, at least. Those are the main projects. Ah, that's where I was. Okay. Here, templates. Left line title content. Yes. We're gonna. No, we had iOS. We're not there yet. I don't know what button I just said. That's interesting. Yeah, you can change that all you want. It's not gonna change anything in the actual thing. Well, there's no reason to. eChat. Services. Click that slide. That slide. Alright, and the last one is going to be the title content slide with Mac and Windows. This is not, there's not much for this, but, you know, it's here. Alright, so that, I think that's all of our projects. But that's literally off the top of my head. I don't have it written down anywhere else, so. Alright, so now let's go ahead and modify those backgrounds. So if we go to background, we can change, like we did before in that last one, set in the background via this. But I want to demonstrate using this background manager here, which is a little bit easier because you can kind of, it highlights what are background slides and what aren't. So we're going to select the background here. We'll set this slide to a background slide. So when I click this, it is targeting that slide because obviously it's highlighted. So we'll click it. As you can see, it is now, from there on down, it is now a I guess I called it drop, so it's a little water drop or something. Active projects for the website. I was thinking about using this network here. Okay, select that. Click the next target. It's Android. I think I used this one for the other one. For my business profile. iOS. Use that one. And then Mac and Windows. I'm not quite sure which one I used for that one, honestly. Oh, I used Sci-Fi Mesh. So go to background, back to editor. So now you can see you've got all your different backgrounds. Basically on every slide you've got a new background now. So now that basically goes to show you the background editor, but you also can add backgrounds even without going to that background editor. And to insert one, what we really should have done is actually used this to select a background and replace the slide with it. Alright, how long is this so far? How long has this been going on? 27 minutes. Not terrible, not terrible. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean up our buckets here. So we're going to manage buckets. And that basically concludes it. I was basically done with that. Oceanography. Impacts over there. This waterfall. Thank you for your attention. We're going to delete the original because I don't need it anymore. So we're going to. There are two things we can do. We can archive it, or we can permanently delete it. Permanently deleting it will not be an undoable action. So what we're going to do is we're going to click delete here. Are you sure that you want to permanently delete oceanography? Well, yes. And now it is not in the archive. It is not in the active lists anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to archive this events backup, and we'll demonstrate what the difference is between delete and archive. So we're going to archive. Are you sure you want to archive that? Yes. It's going to ask you just to make sure. And it's going to say it's successfully archived. And now you can see we've got a few more. We're going to go ahead and archive this test fun. Oh, hey, there's the test passed emoji there. That's pretty cool. We're going to go to archive. Are you sure you want to archive test fun? Yes. Alrighty. So, Business Meet 2020. Events. And oceanography. Those are pretty much the only ones we have left. So let's go to the slide library and unarchive those presentations from this month. We've got all three. We'll do events backup first, restore, successfully recovered, and now it's back in your Active Directory. Here, Go back to Events Backup. Now you can see that we just have it. If you archive it again, that's fine. It's still in the archive either way. You basically just overrode the archive of that. Now, if I were to wait till next month to archive it, you'll have to, and you won't have it replaced. So, let's go over presenting. This is where it gets extremely fun, because I don't have a way to display my phone screen. Let's see, so now you can just see... Oh, it actually worked this time. That's exciting. Alright, so we're not going to set a static background for this window, so we're going to hover over this, and we're going to go away from it. Now, I want to listen to my presentation, which I will be pulling up from my phone via the eServices app available on the Google Play Store. So it's automatically updated, and I'm up. So now, watch this. If I select a background on my phone, notice how it changed there just now. Assuming that someone else was logged in, it would also show theirs as well, along with updating the background as they presented. So let's select it. And now it shows exactly what I want to see from my phone. So let's go back to that oceanography presentation, shall we? Because it's too much fun not to. So let's select... My presentation today is oceanography, the study of the ocean. Wait, what the crap is that? What the crap is that? I just disappeared. Interesting. Okay then. Hey, that one stayed the same. Not shoreline. Thank you for your attention. That'd be terrible, getting up in front of everybody and your text disappearing when you presented it. Okay. Interesting. I gotta investigate that issue. Let me go ahead and submit another user ticket, and then we will conclude this video because... Actually, you know what? Take that back. Let's... Oops. I made that mistake. Oops. Okay. We are actually going to come over here. You can't expose me like this. There we go. And then we're going to open this in the other half of the screen. And let's see if this makes a difference. We're going to present this bucket. So now notice that now I'm going to push the right arrow key and it's going to go to the next slide. Now notice that as I hit the arrow key at the last slide, so it came back here, but it's still presenting over here. So I'm just going to go to oceanography, present. I know exactly what happened. See, when the background loads in, that's what's causing the issue. Gotcha. Okay. Anyways, debugging fact. Okay. And I zoom, arrow key, goes back. Go to Business Meeting 2020, present. Alright, so now you can still, just like you were before, select, click to select. But yeah, that is definitely true. You won't be able to see any of these because that is crazy. I would have... Excuse me. I didn't think about that. But that's okay. Alright. Well, that concludes our video for today. Stay tuned to learn how to submit an issue ticket. Alright, so to submit an issue ticket, we're going to new window, because it's going to have to be disposable. Now we've got to describe our issues. So, our presentation, let's see, presenter not displaying correctly. So we selected presentation slide. The image seemed to cover my content. I think it has something to do with the index. With these, you want to be as specific as possible. So if you know anything about HTML, like, say for instance, see, I know how I built the page. It's the Z index of the background, which needs to be lower than the index of the iframe. Alright, what platform are we having this issue on? So we're having this website. I'm gonna give myself access to those stuff. We're in the presentation essentials. We are doing service. I'm going to assume that it's all of the above. And it's and now I don't have the ID. We'll just put presenter issue, and then we'll click submit. And that is how we submit. There we go. And now, as you can see, it was successful, and we are good to go. We have successfully created our presentation. We have successfully ran our presentation-ish. I guess it wasn't really successful at that, but it was still running. I mean, you know, we've got our nice pretty bucket slides here that just, the presenter wasn't working correctly. And the development team, I'm the only one on the development team if we're honest, so I make it sound all like it's a... Anyways, I will go fix that later. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it helps you guys learn how to make the most out of your profile's presentation essentials. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day. Alright, welcome everybody to this live stream. Today I'm going to be guiding you on a couple of things. So first we're going to we're going to install the Everything Hub, and then we're going to sign up for a member profile in the Everything Hub. So first what we want to do is open Chrome. You can also do this in the new Microsoft Edge. I haven't tried anywhere else. I don't know about Safari or any of those other ones, but so far Chrome, the new Microsoft Edge, both work. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna type into our URL box theeverythinghub.com. Alright, so now as you can see over here on the little right hand corner, it's got this little circle with a plus sign on it that says install the Everything Hub. So what this does is it takes away all this stuff on top, and it basically gives you an app-like experience with the website. So if we take install, there you go. And now it looks like the other videos that we did previously. Alright, so now what we're going to do, now that we've got the Everything Hub installed, you might also need to sign in if you haven't signed in yet. We can sign up for a profile now. So let's go ahead and click on services. This is not going to be a very long video, but I definitely wanted to go over what the steps were for this. So let's go over this top section. Select which services you would like your profile to span. So spannable profiles include the business. Let's see, that's not spannable. These three are not spannable. So see, as I click them, notice how the one before it that I clicked goes away. So you can't put it on more than that. Also, if I go over here, so these 4 services are for church groups. And we go to say the display name. We're gonna set that to example church with promo code COVID-19. Well, that works for now because that is one of our active promo codes right now. Alright, so let's scroll down here. Notice how there's a bunch of different forms. And since I myself are going to be the only one on this profile, I'm going to kind of cheat the system just a little bit and click this little autocomplete button and click OK. So what that does is it puts my email address in every form down here. So that way I am the head admin and basically I'm just the head of all of these profiles. Also, you got to type in your email address. And let's see, so now when you go to finalize down here, it tells you how much your monthly rate is going to be. And now that monthly rate, let's look at this price map. It says prices marked with an asterisk are a one-time payment for 3 months, and then the regular prices will be charged monthly. All profiles have a 1-month free trial period. So that just basically goes to say your promotional price, you get 1 month free, just like this says. And then you'll pay a one-time fee. So in this case, I'll pay a one-time fee of $24.99, and then 4 months from today, which is when I'm buying it, 4 months from today, that's when our monthly rate of, I see if you find this on the map, so right over here we've got $43.98 a month for 4 church profiles. And that's that. So now once you click return to merchant, we will publish your new profile. You'll be able to use it within 5 seconds depending on the quality of your network connection. So in order to conceal my personal information, I'm going to click submit, and doesn't demonstrate that it turns into a subscribe button. What you are going to do is to fill out this form, which I will do behind the scenes because, well, I don't want to give away my personal information. But the point in the blank is you need to enter you know what? And sign into my account. I've got another computer pulled up on the side that I'm not streaming right now, and that's what we're going to use for the signing up. So while I do that, let me go ahead and over here pull in a new window. Go to services. We're signing up for all church ministries, so let's go ahead and go over here to the general, and that's what I'll set up first. And now I'll go over here and I'll say, alright, I just entered my information, and now it's saying it wants me to pay with this card. Oops. So we're gonna click agree and subscribe. And then it's gonna, the screen over here is gonna say you set up a subscription with a cool little check mark, and then it's gonna go over the terms of your subscription. You know, the free for the first month, then not $24.99 US dollars for the next 3 months, and then $43.98 for each month after that. It'll tell you that your purchase details, it'll send you an email with confirmation and everything, and it'll tell you that the merchant is Chugga Nation Studios. So we'll click return to merchant, and it'll take you back to the registration page, at which point it says, thank you, your new profile, new profiles are now activated. So click OK, takes you back out. What did we sign up for? Because it should have gone through. That's the wrong one. I didn't sign up for that. I signed up for this one. There it is. Okay, so now you see our profile is here. It caught me off guard because normally you can go straight from that, but that's just because the page reloads. Anyways, here we are. We've got our profile now installed into the Everything Hub. Now I select that, and we are good to go. So we're set up, ready to go. Let me go over the defaults and what is currently set in your profile. So default from the hood, from the get-go, these are the defaults that you will have in place. So if you go to manage members, you will see that it is just me, and we're gonna go ahead and change my name to something a little bit better. Click apply. That's good. Now we're gonna go over a few profile settings that we can use to make our profile look a little bit more original and stand out from everyone else. Plus, we want to follow those content guidelines because those are the key to your success here at the Everything Hub. So you want to change your name to mimic that of your church. Your profile background, like your profile icon, has to be that of your business, church, it has to be like your logo. So your church logo or your business logo, or you know, a personal logo of your own. So you can also change the status of your profile, whether other people can view or acknowledge that your profile exists. If they have access to it, it will show up when they access the Everything Hub in the services page when they access that. And this goes across all the profile, all the services that the profile spans. So when I change it here, it'll change over all the other services, excuse me. So when I click that button, it's gonna make it public across the music ministry, the children's ministry, the general church, and the youth ministry essentials. So now I can change my icons. Let's go over how to do that. So let's just say, you know, I don't want this icon anymore, or this is an old icon that I just can't use it right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here and we're going to find another one. So let's just use Modern Church. Go to images, For the sake of this video, I'm going to use an example one. Alright, so I'm going to click it, right click, copy image address, get that image address, and then click on our icon, paste it in, there you go, and our icon's changed. Those are just a few settings that you can use to make your profile kind of stand out, or in the future if you wanted to make a few minor adjustments, that's fine too. Alright, let's go over the presentation essentials and what it starts off with. So let's go to services, back to group management, the same one that we had. You'll see it's got those new changes. Presentation essentials. Alright, so it looks, I mean, you don't have any buckets to start off with. Let's see, let's go home. Go to your slide library. You'll see that you have no archive, but you do have a long list of backgrounds to choose from. These are all of the default backgrounds that we've got for you guys to use. So there's that. And that's pretty much the only thing that comes in by default are your backgrounds. Wait, that's not true. That's not entirely true. I'm gonna have to start a presentation. Let's say example. Oh no, it's not gonna do that to me again. When in doubt, Control-Shift-R. Saves lives. Alright, we're going to select our background here that we want. Continue editing. Alrighty, so here we are. We're editing our presentation. So now you've got your backgrounds. You got your background list to choose from. We've also got a template list for you to choose from. And if you want to create your own, you feel free to do so. We'll go ahead and cover that in this video. So click Edit Templates. Realize that this requires some HTML and CSS knowledge. I'm going to work on that, see if I can get that a little bit easier. But we'll click on, dang it, timed out. Click on Yes. Alright. So here are all of my templates. Alright, so you'll notice that this is a preview. The only difference between, see, I'm noticing this now. The only difference between, this is a Linux computer, I believe, that I'm working on right now, and a Mac, is that scroll bar doesn't look like that. That scroll bar is not there on the Mac. So we'll go to Edit Templates, and we have to accept the policy here. And then basically this just means, hey, you know, I acknowledge that I have, you know, HTML and CSS knowledge to create templates. I acknowledge that I represent this profile and have the responsibility to upkeep their image and use this page with their permission. I understand that if I don't comply with, you know, if I don't maintain their reputation or something like that, then I might get in trouble for it. So let's just click agree and proceed. And now you can see there's just pure HTML code here. So you can basically set up your slides exactly as you want them. Now let's go over something really cool that I don't think I've ever done before, but we're going to try it anyways because likes to try new things. So we're going to copy the title and subtitle, and we're going to add a cool little image to ours at the bottom. We're going to call this title with smaller image. Right, here's our thing. We're going to paste in these, and we're going to type in an image tag. close it like that. Set its source equal to, let's see, we are going to set it to the Everything Hubs logo. So the everythinghub.com/. I'm pretty sure you could have just typed that in. But here's our image address, and we will click Save Changes. Let's see here. I think if I put them all together, it would make a difference. Nope, it won't make a difference. Okay, then let's just see, for the record, if I delete all the rest of that template, hey, it does show my image. So let's see. Control Z that, bring everything back, do a style, margin top. 0 pixels. So I want this image to have no space on top. Yet it has space anyways. We also style. So we need to also set the margin bottom on this one as well. This is probably above, but this is why I say you need adequate knowledge to do this. Save changes. And no change. Where's the top? Well, anyways, that's outside of the scope of this video. We just wanted to show you what you have out of the box. When you first buy the program, what kind of the defaults, what can you expect, and you can check out those videos for check out other videos that I post regarding how to get the most out of your profile here. So thank you for your interest in my services. I hope you get a lot out of these, and I hope it helps you to, no, drew a blank. Hope it gives you the tools you need to better yourself and to nail that presentation. Alright, have a great day, and hope to see your profile and everything up soon.